What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life on a Mission. Got a very special guest on. I actually have two friends on today. One of them is Sovan Chhan.
What's up?
The other one is John Thompson.
Yo, yo.
Well, I'm having Sovan on today because we just had the 4th of July. We celebrated our independence, and you, sir, are a Marine, and you also have a unique perspective on what it means to be an American.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to just talk to you and get your perspective of life and where you're from and kind of what you're up to now. But just introduce yourself real quick and say a little bit about yourself.
Hey, Sovan, obviously. So I'm 27 years old now, and I'm not really an American citizen yet. I was born in Thailand, but basically was mostly raised in the U.S. for a long time, and just had the opportunity to grow in this country and just fall in love with it. I just love the way that some of the people are, and you're not gonna get the same. You're not gonna get like different people from different countries. Everybody's the same, just in their different perspective. So for me, it's just like I love this country so much, and you know, I, me being as a true American, like even though I'm not from this country, I would say that I love this country so much, and I think if you love something, you start becoming more like it. So I started acquiring like the personality of what Americans are, and just like that patriotic like outlook on so much things in life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, so you just said that you're not an American citizen, but you were a Marine and you served the
Right.
United States military. How did you get from Thailand to America?
Really, so Thailand was like a place for refugees. So basically, like most, my family was moved there. My dad was in the Cambodian War, and he was fighting off Pol Pot and like the Vietnamese and stuff like that. And America came and did their thing and helped us out. My grandma, who was living in Cali on my mom's side, basically sponsored us to come out there, and we went out there, went to Cali, lived there for like at least 3 or 4 years, and then my uncle, called my dad up and told him, come down to Kentucky, we can get you a good job, because just the lifestyle in south side of Long Beach was pretty dangerous, and a lot of hostile activities going on, and just mostly gang violence. My dad didn't want us to live in that environment, so he moved us down to Kentucky. But yeah, it's basically how we came from Thailand to America.
Okay. So you moved to Kentucky at what age?
Uh, that I do not know, to be honest. I was probably 5. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of it, but I don't remember a lot of it. And I just felt like it was kind of rushed at that age, I guess.
So you moved to very, very different sections of the world pretty quickly within your first few years of life.
Basically, yeah.
So when you got to Kentucky, this is where you've grown up most of your life and everything. You went to school
Yeah.
here.
Yep. Went to school here, and just kind of just went through that every American kid lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah. So you grew up with the American kid lifestyle, even though you had that beginning experience
Right.
of coming from a hard place
Right.
to another hard place to this place. You grow up and then you want to serve this country.
Right.
What inspired that, or what turned you to that career?
But so it didn't really like so obviously my story was like I lived in an abusive lifestyle for a long time, and it only started when I was like around when I hit as soon as I hit first grade. When like my dad was always angry. He was always aggressive with me, especially me being the oldest, because he expected a lot from me. So it was kind of tough, living life like that. And then when I guess senior year of high school, my dad started going to church like before that and stuff, and changed his whole outlook on life, and basically wasn't angry at all. Stopped drinking. Well, he still drank, but he didn't drink as much. He was an alcoholic
Mm.
at that point, I guess. I don't know what alcoholic is, but
Yeah.
he kind of just he stopped that whole lifestyle and just turned around. But for me, it was just hard because I never got that apology from my dad.
Yeah.
It was tough. But so I chose the military life because I thought that if I joined the military, that he would be proud of me.
Yeah.
And that I feel like he would appreciate me more, and that I was worthy to be his son, because I didn't feel like I was his son when I couldn't get into college,
Yeah.
or I couldn't I didn't play football anymore, or any of that stuff. Like I just felt like unworthy. So I chose the military lifestyle because I figured, that's something that he'll be proud of me about. Not only that, but like I also was like, I got to a point where I was like super patriotic at one point. I was like, man, I can't wait to join the Marines. I can't wait to go, fight for this country. I love it. Like I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's also played like a big motivation to why I joined the military.
Yeah.
And I just went straight in after that. Like straight out of high school, I signed up, went through the pool lead session, and just went to boot camp, got out of boot camp. Just I was really patriotic at that point.
Yeah. How did the military fill that void for you then?
Um, it's tough. How did it fill that void? Obviously, like honestly, I would say that it didn't really fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
I still felt unsuccessful, and I think it was just because of the lifestyle that I chose.
Yeah.
When I got in, I got into just drinking heavily. I started becoming more like him.
Yeah.
Constantly, every time I come home, I'm always angry. I'm always upset. So I leave the house and I go drink with my friends. I partied way too much, and it didn't really accomplish anything. I didn't, the only thing that I really accomplished, that pride of like, being American soldier, being a U.S. Marine.
Mm-hmm.
That whole pride there really just like was the only thing that was like filling me up, and going out constantly drinking with friends, didn't really fill that void at all for me.
Yeah. So you hit the ground running with the military, and your career in the military has since then ended, and you've been just pursuing a citizen's life for right now. What all did you do in your career, and then?
When I was in the military?
Yeah.
So I was infantry. I was basically a saw gunner for a while. I went in as a point man, but they moved me to a saw gunner, and saw gunners, they carry the M249 saw, basically like apparently the heartbeat of the the military, of the infantry unit.
Are those the big guns? Or?
No, those are not like the big guns. Are like like the real machine guns are like the M240 Bravo, which those are like 240s are like legit. Like they shoot 7.62 rounds, and we only shoot little small 5.56.
Yeah.
But mainly my job as a saw gunner is to suppression really, and we work alongside the machine gunners, and we suppress the enemy, allowing the fire team to move up and to close with on the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just basically like the Marine, like the infantry, like rifleman creed, basically.
Yeah.
The close with on the enemy and destroying that type of stuff.
So that was the gist of your career? Did you do
basically? I didn't really do anything else after that. I mean, I went to SARBs, which is like substance alcohol rehabilitation program, or substance abuse rehabilitation program, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that because I got in trouble with alcohol myself, and that basically sucked.
Yeah.
But didn't learn from it. Obviously, got out and still drank a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, you've grown up with a lot of demons. Then, you've had to leave, your homeland, essentially, you and your family, and you went from place to place, and you dealt with a broken home, and then you entered a career that it taught you a lot of things, but in the end, it, like you said, it still left an open void.
Right.
What do you look to now to keep you going or to carry you forward?
Honestly, I I looked around all over the place for like a solution and a quick fix. That was just like my whole mindset was like, I want to fix this quick. I want to get through this quick. It's like taking out a personal loan because you have debt. So you take out a personal loan, you pay for that debt, and then now you have more debt on top of that. The same thing with my life is, I was taking out, these loans of my life, and just now I have like this open scar, just like consistently in my life, and I think all the sources were just they were wrong. They wouldn't fix anything. It was just quick fixes, and then after that, I had even a bigger one. So, I just 2 years ago I turned my life over to God, and you know he basically filled everything up for me. Like you know I can't explain it. Like it was just it's like this like relief of just like burden just taken off of me. Like every pain that I had, every suffering, every question that I had was just answered right away. Yeah, I still I have questions about God still sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's just because I want to grow. I want to grow deep, and I want to sustain this relationship with Him.
Yeah.
But everything that I had about life just felt like it was gone. Like nothing mattered except for me and God, and like me just feeling like I mattered right now, and I matter to Him the most.
Yeah. How did you encounter God?
How did I encounter God? It was just random. Basic internet, really.
Yeah.
Just like looking for churches, and I found Southeast being the top list, obviously.
Yeah.
Being a mega church it is,
Yeah.
It just pops out of nowhere. I'm just like, all right, this is a church that looks like I can give it a shot. And at first I was just hesitant because, dude, it was huge. Like, you walk in, there's like so many people. Like,
Yeah.
I literally was like, as soon as I walked in the door, I wanted to walk back out.
I think it's, is it the 8th biggest church in the nation? Or
It's the 8th biggest.
John, do you know? It's up there. It's one of those. But yeah, so that's your first encounter. You just basically looked up the church
internet,
online.
I looked up the church, and then was challenged by these group of old men. And I obviously, like, when I was in the military, I hated old people. I really did, except for old veterans. I loved them. But other old people, I was just like, I hate you. Like, you talk about, oh yeah, I was in a war, but I was working in the post office, and I was like, man, I hate you. It's like all you talk about is just like, he taught this like big game about the Vietnam War, but he's like, yeah, but I never deployed, and I was like, well, great. So what you do?
Yeah.
But I didn't really like old people, and that was just me. That was my past me.
Yeah.
I love old people now. I think they're great people. I met some.
I rechecked and they stated it.
like now, like they're just like, I picture them as old wrinkly kids, just like little.
I feel like that's how we all are. I feel like there's no. I used to think that there was this biological switch, like when you became an adult, right? Yeah. Like as you grew up, then all of a sudden, like you just had this switch, and you're like, oh, I'm an adult now. Like I know how to handle my life, but now I'm like realizing everyone is just older kids, and like everyone's still like kind of just trying to figure out what they're doing. And I took care of old people for a while, and did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that. You used to complain about wiping their butts, didn't you?
Yeah. It was like, it wasn't medical or anything, but I definitely had to do some gross stuff. But there was this guy that I took care of, and he was a doctor, but he was Muhammad Ali's mother's personal doctor. So he was a cool guy. Whoa. And his name was Dr. Popham. But I took care of him. He lived by Cherokee Park. And I asked him one day, I was like, hey, do you have any advice? Like, as a 94-year-old, like, do you have any advice that you would want to give somebody my age?
Yeah.
And he got real quiet for 2 minutes, and I actually thought that he just forgot that I like asked him a question. But then he looked at me and he's like, just do the best you can because nobody really knows what they're talking about. And it was like so profound to hear him say that because like even him as a 94-year-old, like he realized that, you know, if there were real concrete answers on how to like conduct your life, like not like why we're here or what's our purpose, but like on literally just like what job you should have or like anything like this. If there were like straight yes or no answers for that, then everyone would be doing the same thing.
Right.
But he's like, that's not true. He's like, I'm a doctor. Other people were lawyers. Other people were Marines. Other people, everyone does something different. So like nobody's truly correct. They're just doing the best that they can, and that's the real answer. Like just do the best you can, and that's you.
I'm sure that guy probably knew how to live his life, though. I mean,
oh no, he definitely he won though because like he retired in a great apartment and everything with his wife, and you know he was Muhammad Ali's mother's doctor, so that's obviously cool. But anyway, back to you.
Yeah, sorry.
So you got challenged by a group of guys.
Yeah, they challenged me. They were like, we just dare you to go out and just pray and just talk to God. And, at that point, I'm just like, talking to God, like, dude, like, because, like, I knew prayer was, like, talking to God, but, like, how do you talk to God? Like, how do you really talk to God?
Yeah.
And one day I decided just to go to the park, and obviously I picked the wrong day because I forgot my raincoat, and it was, like, I saw clouds, I was like, oh, man, this is the worst time to be out here.
Yeah.
But I was just out there anyways, and I had the Bible app on my phone, and I was listening to this reading plan, this Bible plan, and it was this, something about. It was like for people who's like coming back to like the Christian lifestyle, in a way.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to it, and I was like, just asked me just to be quiet and just like.
It's all right. You can keep going.
Okay. It just basically, it was like, all right, take this time to reflect, and just allow God to speak to you at this point. And I was like, all right. So I paused the app, and I was like, I was like, God, like, I don't know what to say to you right now. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and right now I just need to hear a voice of some sort. I just need to know that you're here. And I sat there, man, and it was like probably like 20 minutes into it, and I was like literally was about to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, like, I started looking around. I started seeing raindrops just hitting the ground, and like it was just so quiet and peaceful at that moment. And I just felt like this like sudden warm feeling like around me, like just like this arm, like I just felt like a big arm just like grasped me, and it was like all I knew was just like I was okay, like it's okay, like, you're not alone, like it's okay. And I sat there and I was just like in tears, and at that moment I was like, okay, God, like I trust you. I trust you with my life. Like I want to just give everything to you right now. And at that moment I was like, God, just like entered in the most like quiet but powerful way. Like I think sometimes like quiet is like the most powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just being there and being still and like just allowing God to do everything for you. And it was the craziest feeling. Like I can never forget that moment because that's the moment that I just knew that God was there for me. And I sat there and then continued press play, and then it told me to stop again to look around. What do you see? And it's telling me like just to like listen and just watch with your eyes and listen with your heart. And I was like, what's my eyes, what's my heart? I didn't know what that meant. Like, how do I listen with my heart? So I just sat there, and again, It was like 15 minutes in, and then I just saw like a mom duck just walking, and it was like her little baby duck just following her.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, I guess this is a sign. I was like, I just took that and just like ended it.
Yeah.
Prayed, and just told God like, thank you for the moment. Went in the car, and I noticed that I was still dry, but everything around me was like wet. Like it was just like it is
Yeah.
like, and that's why I think like the Gideon story is so like awesome to me. Not about the Gideon story earlier today in our Bible study,
Yeah.
but I thought it was so cool because it was just like God was just like proving that He exists in my life,
Yeah.
that He's been in my life since the day I was born, and it allowed me to really reflect, growing up too. It allowed me to see that God was there continually, even when I didn't believe in Him.
Yeah.
Even when I didn't even know about Him, He was there.
Yeah.
And that there was always hope. Every single time there was always hope, and that's just I was able to see that. I think something that really just like so when I went to Bowen Beach like 3 weeks ago, and Chad, I know, was it Chad Melt?
Are you asking like
Yeah, the FCA college.
is a professor or something? Or?
No, he's in charge of the FCA at Louisville.
Oh, did he speak?
Yeah, he spoke,
Okay.
and he was talking about like you put on Jesus like a pair of glasses, like you start seeing everything as clear as Jesus saw, and I think that moment when I just put on God's eyes, I was able to see like just like to see my past and just to see where God was at. It was really neat at that moment. But yeah. So anyways, going back to how I met Jesus, or met God, Jesus and God, same thing.
Yeah. But that's basically your first encounter then.
First encounter, and then the second encounter was actually when I went back to the group the next week, and I told them about it. I told them about the story. I told them, I was like, man, like I met God, and they're like, cool, tell us about it. And I was like, yeah, I was just sitting there, felt this warm sensation, and then like I prayed again, asking for, I guess, another sign, another proof, and just show me, what He wants me to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this mother duck just walk in, and like this baby duck's following her, and they're like, dude, I just got chills, like. I had like a Jason moment. Dude, I got goosebumps.
Gosh.
Can you see that?
I'm gonna have Jason Owens on the podcast soon too. I gotta get him to talk too.
Yeah, but dude, so it was crazy because they were like, "That is so crazy." You said that. I was like, "What?" And they're like, they opened up this binder and turned to the front page, and they're like, "This is the mother duck, and this is us following. This is the mother duck is Jesus, and we're following behind."
Was it like an illustration or
Yeah,
something?
an illustration. And I was just like, okay, I'm creeped out now. But like they were talking about how like, yeah, like we're like the little ducklings. Like some of us may walk side to side, some of us may be a little bit farther back. But if you really look at it, we're still following the same mother, and she's she's leading us. And I was just like, all right, how do I get in touch with Jesus now? I just want to I want to grow more.
So amongst the ducks, which duck did you feel like you were?
I felt like I was a little bit farther back, but I still saw her, and as they see her, this big duck just walking and just leading them into a straight path. And like, yeah, we may fall behind and we may walk side to side, but we still have that picture of Jesus, and we're still running after Him.
Yeah.
Whether we know it or not,
yeah,
we're still following that. So yeah.
So you've obviously encountered God in a very significant way. You have gone through a significant lifestyle. It'd obviously be different for you than it would for me to go and to tell somebody, because I mean, I am a straight white Christian American born citizen, right?
Okay.
So for me to go and put my hand on someone's shoulder and be like, hey, it'll be all right.
Right.
I bet the gravity of my words would not would not be the same for you if for you talking to somebody else. And if you had the opportunity, like if the audience was a lot of people who have been through your situation but haven't exactly gotten to where you are yet, what would you want to tell them?
What would I want to tell them? That they don't have to go searching, because the longer you search, the more tired you get. But if you actually just sit down and be still and just say, God, like, come to my life, like, you don't have to search anymore. Like, you don't have to feel worthy. You don't have to feel like you need to be wanted. You don't have to feel like you need to, like, consistently feel happy. Like, God is there. He provides everything. And, like, for everybody out there who's listening to this and, like, is just going through that, like, searching process, stop searching. There's no need. Like, you're gonna get tired and you can get frustrated and then you just want to give up. But when you find God, like, you won't have to give up, and like you won't have to be tired. You'll feel like you rested, like, throughout your whole life. Like, you feel at peace. It's like the best thing ever, and I can't explain it for you. Like, I feel like you have to go through that yourself. Like, you have to experience God the way I experience it, and it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna go pray for like 10 minutes and boom, God's gonna do something. No, it's like I'm gonna, like, submit my heart. Like, you have to fully submit your heart. You have to fully want Him, and then I feel like that's when God shows up.
It's like a trust thing.
Right. Like, nobody's gonna, like, trust you. You only give them, like, half what you make.
Right.
And be like, oh yeah, that's all I can give you. But they know that you make so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And you only give them like $1. They're gonna be like, all right, this guy just give me $1. What a pity person.
So the biggest thing for you then is that you have found a place of peace amongst a life of chaos.
Yeah.
You've been uprooted in a
Right.
lot of different ways,
Yeah.
as far as physically from your home,
Yeah.
career-wise, school-wise, family-wise. You have found something. You found a foundation that you can stick to.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, and I heard this sermon before, but, like, this is something that I came, myself, and just hearing the sermon and just, like, reestablishing that, like, makes it even, like, a stronger, like, belief for me. But, like, it talks about in Genesis how when God spoke, over, like, this void, and basically, like all this, like, organization just comes in place. Like, you got heaven and earth, you got, like, the land, you got the sky dividing from the water, all that stuff. Like, it's just like, as God spoke into my life, there was complete order. Like, there was no more chaos.
Mm-hmm.
There was no more, like, stress, none of that. For that brief moment, there was just, like, peace and just, like, order, like, in my life.
Mm-hmm.
At that point. Like, and it was, like, probably, like, one of the best feelings I ever had, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Like, never will I ever forget that. Like, I will remember that moment until the day I die. And even then, when I go to heaven, I'm just gonna be like, yo, God, like, that thing you did down there, like, that was pretty dope. Like, dude, mad props to you. Like, dude, like, I wish I can, like, give you daps.
Nice. Now, I want to ask a little bit more of a personal question here for your situation, pertaining to, like, being a 27-year-old Marine in Kentucky who is Cambodian. You're Cambodian.
Yeah.
And you go to a mega church, which, as big as they are, isn't, at least in my mind, crazy diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is obviously very different and colorful. How do you feel personally as yourself amongst other people? Like, what do you feel like you see on a daily basis that maybe I myself won't see? Like, so, for instance...
Yeah, explain. I'm not that smart.
No, you do.
I got an
fine.
ACT score of 17, alright?
Dude, you're chill, I promise. Somebody told me the other day that Louisville, Kentucky is the 4th most segregated city in the United States.
So you're talking about like race, like in general?
race, lifestyle, all of that. But like, it was something that until that person had told me that, I had never thought about. So I've always wondered because I'm always wanting to grow my mind and my perspective
Mm-hmm.
from like other people's walks of life.
Right.
Have you ever has that ever been a thing for you? Have you ever thought about anything like that,
What,
or
like
has that
racism?
not racism, but just like I don't know how to word this right.
Yeah.
Like is there anything that like you see on a day-to-day basis that you would say like I don't notice because like I never even knew that like there was that Louisville was that segregated of a city. It
Yeah.
just never crossed my mind. Like, is there something that you would want someone like me to know as a Christian man that you know yourself as a Christian man, even though you have a different walk of life?
Right.
Like, is there something that you would want more people to know in the Christian community? Like,
It's hard. Like, for me, it's like, you know, as a Cambodian Christian man from the military, I used to see people in a different way. I used to feel like I was almighty because I served in the military and I did something more. Like, I felt like I did something more. But, honestly, I come to a point where I understand that, we're all the same and we go through so much in life that, like,
mhm,
nothing really separates us. Not even our color, not even our jobs, not even like where we're at, like in the economy. Like I don't see that anymore. I just see that we are all the same. We're hurting.
yeah,
We're hurting for something, and honestly, like I don't notice a lot of things because I try to not. I mean, I see those things, but I try not to affect my spiritual walk with God because I think my personal relationship with God is more important than anything,
mhm,
and He will open up my eyes to all those things, and He will allow me to see it. And honestly, I just have a big heart for just people in general, like
mhm.
everybody. I don't care where you come from, wherever your walk of life. Like I have a big heart for that, and I love that.
So you just see more importantly that everybody's broken and everyone has their own walk,
Right?
right?
Like I don't think that yeah. Is there racism? Yeah, I think there is. I believe it,
Mhm,
but I don't want to allow that to stop me from pursuing God.
mhm,
I think sometimes we focus way too much on just the chaos rather than the solution,
mhm,
and that just draws our attention, and that forces us to grow more and hate those things. But I
mhm.
think once we acquire what God wants us to acquire, we start to acquire more of His outlook on those things a little bit better, and we can handle those situations a little bit better.
So you're looking like beyond that almost. You're
Right.
just like I'm not so concerned about like
Right.
how much of like like me is here or you are
Yeah.
there. Like I'm concerned about like what's going on
Right.
the inside.
Right. And and I do see people treat me differently because of my skin tone,
Hmm.
but that doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I can't let that affect me.
Yeah.
If I do, then I'm allowing the world to like really just change me, and that's not what the Bible wants us. It wants us to not become of the world, but it wants us to be like Jesus.
So you found unity in Christianity that goes beyond like those differences.
Beyond the differences, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions here, all right, and then we'll wrap
Like
it
how
up.
fast you want me to answer those?
Oh no, it's just like
Okay.
favorite music and stuff like that.
Oh, I like
But-
that.
So I'll start that off. What's your favorite kind of music?
What's my favorite kind of music? Dude, I love everything. Like I don't have a favorite.
Do you have a favorite song or band?
Dude, Drops of Jupiter by Train. I don't know why, but like that's like.
Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious, dude. Drops of Jupiter. Like I literally like. It's my go-to karaoke song. It's my go-to like chill song. It's my go-to like just want to have fun. Like that song just like gets. I don't know. It gets me hype.
Is that like a song that you would like? Is that like a song to dance to at a wedding?
I would dance to it.
Would you want to dance like with your wife? to that song, like First Dance?
Drops of Jupiter?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if she's okay with it, but I don't want to do anything to make her mad. Like, dude, if she's my wife, dude, like, I want to, like,
It's her choice.
yeah, it's her choice. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's in charge of the wedding.
Yeah.
If I have any say in the wedding, and, like, she's like,
You're like, babe, just let me have this one thing.
right. No, but the thing
Drops
is,
of Jupiter.
the thing is, like, I, like, after, like, you know, seeing, like, you know, a lot of people around me are always getting married and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I feel like, you know, like, if the woman asks you, like, hey, babe, like, come on, help me pick something, like, I think you should just agree with what she said. Because, like, at that point, like, you have no right to say anything. Like, she's going to be like, yeah, no, I like this one. And then she's still going to stick to what she chose.
Right, right.
But,
Yeah, that's
so-
a big thing going on right now for, well, people our age. John right here is getting married.
Yeah, John. How's it, like, what do you think? Like, do you have any say in your wedding plan?
I mean, I have opinions, yeah, and
Do you get to pick the song you two dance to?
it was more of a mutual thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
What's the
I
song?
don't think so. I think Emily would probably want me to keep it a secret.
Keep that a secret? Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
I'm sure.
okay. That's good.
I don't want to speak out of turn.
It's probably Miss New Booty by You
Yeah.
Name Twins. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Miss New Booty by Bubba Spark, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
No, definitely not that. All right. Next question. What's your favorite movie? While you're chugging that water.
Dude, I just gotta drink some water.
Do it.
Alright, favorite movie. It's hard.
Top 3 if you don't have a favorite.
Saving Private Ryan.
Hey, no.
Obviously. I
Nice.
love war movies.
There you
Black
go.
Hawk Down.
Cool.
Last but not least, oh crap, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. A Walk to Remember.
Who are you?
Many more. No,
Drops
no,
of
listen.
Jupiter and Walk to Remember.
No, listen, dude. Many more on stage when she's singing that Switchfoot song. Literally, like, I just like, I love this girl. I'm in love with her. And like,
You know, I've actually never seen that movie.
you've
So,
never seen a movie,
I hear about it all the time, though.
bro. It's just like,
I've seen a lot of movies. I just haven't seen
I think
that
the
one.
reason why it's my favorite because I remember on deployment, me and my boys were just all watching this movie, and as soon as we all watched the movie, like every single one of them called their like girls and was like, "Babe, I love you. I miss you." It was like,
Wait, you guys watched A Walk to Remember on your way out to deployment
no, we watched A Walk to Remember on deployment, like,
while you're out there.
PB,
Nice.
everything, yeah, and then we watched Dear John.
Oh, no. No.
Dude, I don't know what happened. We got into, like, for a month, we got into this, like, romantic stage. We just, like, loving, like, we miss.
How long were you deployed, by the way? I never asked you that. I forgot to
8
ask.
months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And where were you deployed?
I was in, we first went to Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
And then they flew us out to, Camp Dwyer. From Camp Dwyer, we went straight to, they dropped us off to PB Sock, that was like this like small little PB just for my platoon.
Yeah.
Basically, we stayed there, and then we moved PBs later on to PB Ben, which was down south from the 608.
Mm-hmm.
The main road is the 608, and then we was on Route Del Mar. But we were deployed to Treknal Marja, Afghanistan.
Okay.
I think Helmand Province.
And I can't believe I almost forgot to ask you about this, but you sustained an injury while you were out there. It was a very particular injury. It's
My
a unique
ACL.
injury.
My
If
ACL.
Tell us about that and how that came about.
I was just an idiot.
Well, I mean, it's
I
pretty
thought I
cool
could
though.
jump.
Like from how you.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it was something to brag about. It was just something that was stupid. Pride got in my way, and I allowed pride to get in my way again because I injured at HSM Getaway playing football high schoolers.
Oh.
So it was just my knee. I just have weak knees.
So, but
I jumped in canal.
you jumped a canal and you
Yeah.
tore both of your ACLs at the
Yeah,
same time.
Injured them. Yeah. What'd you say? I'm soft.
He's soft.
Soft.
No. Well, what did you said you did something to get yourself back to base after you tore both your ACLs?
Yeah, my boys helped me. We walked back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you? I bet I'm getting this wrong. Did you like tape tripod like?
No, it was basically like wrapped it up and just walked.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
But it sucked.
Yeah.
It's the worst pain ever.
And you did both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Quite the unique injury.
What are you doing, John?
He's just on his phone.
Studying.
But all right. So back to rapid fire questions. Favorite book?
I don't
If you don't have a favorite book, you don't have a favorite book.
I don't really read. I mean, the Bible. The Bible's my favorite book.
All right,
Can I
one book
put
besides.
that out there?
Yeah, no, yeah, you
okay,
can do that.
yeah. I don't
Um,
read that much though. I need to start reading more.
all right, then let's say, what's your favorite Bible verse? Do you have one?
Favorite Bible verse would probably be. Man, there's a lot of favorite Bible verses. Actually, let me look it up. One is okay. 1 Peter 4:12-13. You want me to read it?
Yeah, you should probably read it. I'm about to knock this dress over.
Dude, I took forever to build that dresser, by the way.
You're pretty.
What
proud
does
about it
1
on
Peter
Instagram,
4,
too.
12, 13 say?
I'm looking at
Oh my god.
12:13.
Oh, he already looked it up. You want me to?
Dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you. Instead, be very glad for these trials. Make your partners with Christ in his suffering, so that you will have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world. So, like,
Cool.
it means a lot to me, because just the part of dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you. Like, I felt like throughout my life, something strange was happening to me.
You felt just
Like,
isolated almost.
I just felt, yeah. And, just reading that verse, like, helps so much just to realize that, like, it's just a trial that God is putting me through. And, at the end, like, I find joy. And it's true. I found joy at the end of all of that.
Yeah.
And it was probably this amazing joy that I never had. So, yeah.
Cool.
That's why I really like that verse. And it was probably the first Bible verse I read as, when I was being first living my life for God.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. What is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Dude, so many advices. I honestly can't even tell you.
What's the one? Or just
One, the one I got was like, it's better to walk vertically than to be down horizontally. And I was like, all right, that's good. I like that.
What does that mean to you?
It just means it's better to be alive than to be dead. And I was like, yeah, I guess. But, if I'm dead, I'll be with Jesus. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Kind of fighting it right now.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
You just tore that to pieces.
I know.
You took your own piece of advice and then you just ripped it to shreds.
It wasn't my advice. It was somebody else's advice. If I had an advice, it would probably be like, choose God.
If you had to give some advice, right?
If I had to
now,
give someone an advice, I'd be like, dude, like, quit searching and just choose God. Like, really, like, just submit now. But obviously, like, you're wrestling him right now. Don't wrestle it. Just, like, let it happen. Because obviously, in life, like, when I feel like I let things happen, it feels better at the end. Like, even though it did hurt, like, at the end, though, I'm able to see through it, So, like, just let it happen. Don't fight it. So the more you fight, the more you struggle, the more it's gonna be more painful. So.
Do you believe in aliens?
It's tough, man. I mean, is this like...
It literally just doesn't matter. We're either not alone in the universe or we are alone. And both of those are terrifying.
Jeez, that's hard. I'm looking at John because John, what's
John's not
your
going to help you.
John, help me.
John, do you believe in aliens? Oh, he's keeping his mouth shut.
Oh
on that.
gosh. Okay. Aliens. Do I believe in them? Probably. I don't know. Like, I gotta pray about. I feel like I gotta pray about this.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's like, listen. I can't give this answer because, like, no. Let me ask you a question. Do
Yeah.
you believe in aliens?
I have a very, very
You
weird.
set him off now.
I have a very, very weird opinion on this.
This is where I leave.
No,
Are
no.
you getting out of here?
For real?
John's literally leaving.
Really? Is it that? What is? Is it a bad opinion?
No, it's not. It's not like controversial or anything. It's just, it's more like, here, let me move this microphone so now it's close to you and me. It's just like everyone always talks about aliens in like this perspective of kind of leaving God out of the equation.
Yeah.
And I think the universe is like, I think it's so complex that like a lot of these things are like pointing to God, but people don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Like with atheists or something, or like agnostic people, they have all like sometimes there will just be these wild concepts of like maybe interdimensional beings or
Right.
yeah, come back
Yo.
in.
What?
Yo,
Hey, what's up?
what's up, bro?
We're having a podcast right now. You want to join?
Sure.
All right. What's your name, man?
Jim Joe.
Joe?
This guy calls, bro. This guy can't say my name, so he calls me Bouchon.
Bouchon. I'm George.
Bouchon.
What is it?
George.
Nice to meet you, George.
We're about to wrap it up, but we were just talking about aliens and whether or not we believe in aliens.
Do you believe in aliens?
Okay, this is okay. So
Oh man.
I've thought about this,
Yeah.
and it would be so cool that if we met aliens and they knew Jesus.
Dude. So wait, how do you think they would know Jesus? Like if like they came down to earth and we're like, have you heard about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? And they would be like, we were about to ask you the same thing. How do you think that would be like have gone about?
Well,
Who else is
Do you think like Jesus like went to them like after he floated up into heaven, or was it just like let me tell you my opinion real quick. So everyone, have you ever seen Ancient Aliens?
yeah.
Okay, so they talk about, like seeing all the hieroglyphs, of like the people that look like astronauts or people flying around or like gods even and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then I think about to like Genesis 6 where it talks about the Nephilim and like the sons of God for like a brief couple
Yeah.
verses. Literally just like 3 verses, and then it never brings it up again.
the Cosmos?
No. The Nephilim, and they're like angels, right?
Yeah.
But in the book of Enoch, which is not canonized in the Bible, but it's still credited to because like it was like Enoch's account of his life, and he was like he was either the father or he was the father of Noah. But just talks about like his interaction with God and the Nephilim and all that. And it talks about the things that they did, the abilities they had, all the things that they taught, like the daughters of men and the sons of men and the way they conducted themselves. And I'm thinking to myself, what if like it's them? What if it is those creatures and like their interaction with us, and that's what we've seen, that's what we like depicted and everything. Don't worry about that. But like that's like all the encounters or the hieroglyphs that we're seeing, and like even today, like if there's like an alien encounter of some kind, it's not like an alien of like some like creature that was born on another planet. Like it's like one of them.
Yeah.
And they have like this higher technology of being able to go from place to place or being able to do whatever they do because they know like the ins and outs of the universe, because like they were in like these angels that were like in charge of like doing certain things like throughout the creation. So like I all think it like if there is or there isn't, like I still think it points to God in like some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
I
it's
like
like
that.
even those aliens, like even
Yeah.
that
I like
version
that
of
a lot.
aliens would know Jesus and be like, oh yeah, we know Jesus.
Yeah.
Like we're not aliens like you think we are. We're not aliens like with the big eyes and like the round heads. We're like
We're immigrant aliens.
we're just like not from here. That's the only way that we're aliens. But like as far as like beings are, like we're definitely not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, you know,
I'm a huge like science guy
yeah.
and science person, and like I've heard like how like the Earth is just like so perfectly away from the sun, and
Mm-hmm.
without the moon, like it's
There's like no way we would exist.
without the moon, like the tide will like increase or whatever, and it's just crazy how everything's so perfectly made here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think what makes the idea of aliens so like a hot topic is because some people believe in the Big Bang,
Mm-hmm.
and they say that
God.
yeah, I mean I believe God, like whatever,
Mhm.
but Big Bang, boom, creates us.
Mhm.
The universe is infinite, so if it happened here, why couldn't it happen somewhere else?
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's where we get the idea of like aliens, you know.
It's just like it's and even today like they're finding more and more planets that are like potentially habitable for
Mhm.
us. But like you know, like Neil deGrasse Tyson even says it's not like what you can like it's not what you can like say, like it's like what you can prove. Like I'm completely butchering that statement, but he's saying he's like unless you can like show me, then like you can't state this as fact,
Yeah.
right? But he's like saying that about God, but then he's like saying, oh, aliens are like so far and above us, like there's no way you could like if they didn't want you to know that they existed, like you'd never know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he almost. I actually don't know if he does believe in aliens or not, but he advocates for aliens more than he does for God. But I'm like, dude, we still haven't found anything yet. Like, we found habitable planets, but we haven't found something habitating or inhabiting those planets.
I think what's interesting is that when we think of aliens, we always think of them like superior than us.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, I think if they came here, they would definitely.
Oh yeah, of
be,
course.
Yeah. So it's like, well, because there's just. They would have to be because they'd be like we don't have the technology to get to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they came to us, like we'd for sure be just a joke. And I don't even think that they would come in person. I think
you know what you should do.
What?
You should run for president.
Me? Heck no.
No, you want to know why?
Why?
Because the president, they get the book of secrets.
Oh, I feel like Trump is trying to figure that out already. Have you ever seen? There's this documentary, and I don't give it any credit whatsoever. But like it was fun to watch. It's called Unacknowledged.
Yeah.
I don't stand by it at all. But like this guy, his name's Dr. Stephen Greer, and he like narrated and put together this whole documentary. It's on Netflix. And he talks about all of these documents that he found and all of these witnesses that he's spoken to that are in the CIA and the military and the government.
Yeah.
And how like Kennedy was assassinated because of this, and like all these presidents who like keep trying to find out these secrets. There's like this sect of government that doesn't answer to the president, and they have those secrets, and they're like, no, we're not going to tell you. And like they keep trying to declassify these documents.
Uh-huh.
And he said that when Bill Clinton was president, he was like, all right, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And he's like, I'm dead serious. I want you to declassify these documents. And the Secret Service, according to Stephen Greer, he said that the Secret Service was like, listen, sir, we don't believe that we can protect you if you try to dig this up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were like, we can protect you from pretty much anything, but from these people, we don't think we can protect you. And that was like the thing after JFK was assassinated. And like, that's what he says happened, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's all.
It's kind of interesting. It's like fascinating, but
It's just a fun thing to like
Mhm.
kind of talk
Yeah.
about. It gets you going.
yeah.
But so I'm gonna take it as a 50-50 on aliens, and there's so many different concepts for aliens on like what they
Yeah.
could be or what they could do or where they're from. You just can't really hone on like whether you believe in aliens or not, you know?
It's like something that's
Because you
Never
shut
really
so
thought
many
about.
doors if you say you don't believe in aliens, but then like you're like opening a huge can of worms if you say you do, because everyone's like, well, no, aliens are this, or like there's no way they'd be that.
It's like hard to be like a Christian and say you believe in aliens,
Mhm.
because then you have to put the gospel in it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh, well, I don't know if anybody would share my opinion on like
What you just said.
what I just said, like about like the Nephilim and stuff like that. And, like, what if the angels, like those angels, were doing that or something? Like that's what they did. And I bet like people would be like, okay, like let's not talk about that
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Which I also hate. Like, well, I shouldn't say I hate. I just despise it when like I'm a Christian. I love Jesus all day long. But if I want to talk about something fun and I want to talk about it like amongst Christians, be like, what do y'all think of this? Most people are gonna be like, oh, I just don't even want to bother with that. Like,
Yeah, I don't
They're
think they
like,
should be
hold on.
uptight about it. I think
yeah, it's like we're
just be
just
open-minded.
talking about
Just
it.
talk.
Yeah,
You don't have to believe it. I don't believe it. But
That's why,
At the same
yeah.
time, though, I like hearing what you have to say about it.
that's why I even like made this podcast, because it's like, you know,
It's like we can just talk about it.
I'm getting Sovan's perspective on his life because he is a Cambodian Marine
Yeah.
that is not a citizen of the United States, and like a Christian that goes to a mega church
Yeah.
like full of a lot of white people, and I'm like, okay, this guy's definitely got an outlook on life. I want to know, you know, what's going on with him.
Mhm.
And so, like, with that being said, it's like I myself, like, I just know there's so much that we just don't know, like within our own bubble or community, that we need to just be able to talk to people and like be able to talk about anything, you know, just respectively, or like just having fun, or like just like getting your perspective on things, because it just helps you grow as a person and grow together as people.
Yeah.
But like I even asked you like not like racism wise, but I
Right.
felt like I wanted to ask you if you felt isolated almost because of like
Sometimes, yeah.
your situation. But you know, you said you don't even let that get to you because you're so focused on like what's on the inside and like
Yeah.
focused on what's important. That sheds a lot of light on like situations for most people.
Yeah. I just think that if you focus on the situation, like the problem,
Mhm.
I don't feel like you're going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
It's just because you're constantly just going to focus on it. It's going to make you even angrier, and it's going to make you hate even more.
Yeah.
But if you can look past that and just really just focus on God and allow Him to change you and how it changes the way you look at things,
Mhm.
it's so much better. It's so much better. Like,
Yeah.
I can't like explain how that is until people experience that for themselves.
It's a leap
Then
of
they
faith
can see
almost.
it.
Like you just
Yeah.
gotta jump in.
Sometimes I forget that I'm brown.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, yeah.
What's your heritage?
Honduran.
Honduran?
Yeah, my parents are from Honduras.
Cool.
You said Honduran?
No, he said Honduran.
Oh,
He just said it quickly.
man.
Are you bilingual?
Yeah.
Is it
pretty
racist for me to ask you if you're bilingual?
much. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Are you racist?
Are you racist?
Yeah. Are you? So you're white? Are you racist?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
It's a minority thing. You
It's a-
basically assume every white person is racist. When you
exactly.
speak another language, that you're racist.
I think
We automatically assume that.
I asked Jacoby right after Black Panther came out if he saw Black Panther. I was just like, hey man, did you see Black Panther? And he's like, that's racist. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a great movie. It just came out. Did you see Black Panther? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, good. I saw it too. It was a great movie.
I love it, but I feel like it's just like a brown person's answer to like just to make light of it, like just like
Yeah.
not even like be serious about it, like just
That's
joke
the way
about
it used to be, and then
it just got a little too much.
you know who I think is honestly like making huge moves to like kind of bring back that perspective of like, listen, we're all different, but we're all in this together.
Right,
Is Dave Chappelle.
dude. I love it.
I love how he just kind of like,
He just,
What was
like-
that again?
oh dude,
Is he a comedian?
yes, he's
Okay.
like the greatest comedian ever.
I
But
think I've heard of him.
he used to just, it's weird because like if you look at his stand-ups back then, and
Yeah.
like somebody tried to do that now, nobody like they'd be, their
Oh.
career would be over. But it's like he's still like that, like he's still just like he acknowledged everyone's differences, but like he just like made it funny. Like it's like
Yeah.
we all understood. Like
Yeah.
we're just like, yeah, that's funny. But people are uptight and sensitive about it now.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be that way.
Yeah, I don't want it to be that way too.
It's like I want to be able to like, I feel like having a podcast as a platform, it allows people to just meet on common ground and just be
Really?
like,
You want to hear something cool?
what?
Me coming into this room made you the minority.
Dude,
Boom.
I'm the minority now.
We're racist.
Yeah, we're racist.
The script
Yeah.
has flipped.
Yeah, no, but see, like,
I just said that as a joke,
but no, but like, in all honesty, like, we're all comfortable though.
yeah, like
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
I like it. I mean, man, I just like. I think we should be okay with like, if we're like, how we look and just like the color of our skin. Like,
Mhm.
I think it should just like it brings unity, like in a way. Yeah.
Well, it just like, there is this beautiful kind of, I want to say like painting, but it's just more of like an art piece, sort of, that like the fact that like we're friends and you guys are friends
Right.
and we're becoming friends
yeah,
and we've got these different walks of life. Like, I grew up here, you were born halfway around the world,
Right.
but yet we still met under like the same idea
Right.
that like everybody, like it's like everybody is broken in some way, or everyone's got something that they're dealing with, and we should all be able to like say that like, hey, we're in this together.
Right.
Like, we may not like be the same like to the bone or something, but like we're
Agree.
still in this together. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
and that's the way it should be. Like, even if it's like you, like I brought up immigration earlier. I never even got to ask you your opinion on that. But it's like a downstairs in the living room.
Oh, like just immigration in general.
Yeah, immigration in general or something. But it's like everyone's gonna have
Right.
like their different opinion on it, and I don't know what your opinion is. I don't even know what my opinion is
My
on
opinion
it
on
because
immigration.
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, just the process itself right now?
I guess just everything that's been going on. Because, like, so what I know is that, like, one half of the political world is, like, saying, like, we're trying to keep out MS-13, we're trying to keep out traffickers of children
Right,
yeah.
and everything. The other half is saying this is a sick practice to separate children from their families. I can't believe, like, Trump would do something like this. This is disgusting. They're putting kids in cages. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, there are two very different things happening right now.
Right.
I don't know, like, what all is going on. And then, like, I'll hear somebody be like, you know what? If they break the law, then they break the law, and like we'll do whatever to them that we please. And I'm like, now hold on, we don't need to necessarily do that.
Right.
yeah.
But then somebody's like, we should just, what the heck? Like, why wouldn't you just let them in? Like, they're just trying to get away from like their hard life or something. I'm like, that may not necessarily be the answer. You
Yeah.
know, like
I
letting tons of people in to
Right.
like maybe that doesn't help, but who knows? You
Right.
know.
I think the perspective of that is just like I feel like it's too one sided. Like we try to focus on one side
Yeah.
rather than
Mhm.
being more open minded and just like looking at every like perspective, like the pros and cons of it. You know,
Mhm.
like I don't know much about the whole immigration process right now. But I believe that like in my shoes, like you know, if you want to be an American, like you have to do it right.
Mhm.
Like you have to do it right. Like it's the law of this land. Like
Mhm.
you know, even the Bible, you know, commands us to follow the law of the land. Like,
Yeah.
You know, which,
But here would be my perspective for like your unique situation. You're my friend, right?
Right.
And if for some reason, like,
I get deported.
yeah, I'd be pissed because
That would suck.
you like fought for this country, you know, like what that is for sure a gray area. But it's like, what do you like? You can't like no. If someone is like, no, I mean, you got to go. I would like stand in front of the door and be like, no, like you can't take him. Like,
Yeah.
but like I'm sorry that like this is that. I'm
Right.
sorry that like I know like it may be a law or something, but he fought for the country and he's been here since he was 5.
Right.
Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like on the other hand, like a bunch of people are trying to get in, and I'm like, okay, if you're on the outside and you're trying to get in right now, there needs to be a process. There obviously needs to be a better process than there is
Right,
right
yeah.
now. But like, don't just like we like you know what the process
Right.
is. You better do it,
Mhm.
right? And I don't think it's the children's fault. It's not the children's fault,
No,
and it
it's
shouldn't have
not
been. And it shouldn't be your fault either because you were
Right.
brought here when you were 5.
Yeah.
It's not like you knew a law or something. For somebody to exercise that on you now,
Yeah.
after everything that you've done, even being like a commuting citizen,
I don't think they would do something that cruel though and put children in cages.
I don't think so either. I just think that is
I've
I don't know. But see, like I don't know what is
No, I
going
know
on.
nothing about that.
I don't know, but they like so on the media
But
though.
it's easy to to manipulate the media.
Yeah,
It's
right.
so easier now these days. Like you can take a video of kids in cages from a different country and then say like, "Oh, this is what America's doing right now. Look at
yeah,
this."
and that's like something that's happening
And
in,
it's just
in
like,
like different
it's so
parts. Yeah.
easy. Like, how can you believe that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the point of all of it is that when you've got a panel of people on CNN or Fox trying to talk over
Yeah.
one another, get their opinion, nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Hateful things said on social media, nothing gets done. If you're on
And the
Facebook,
funny thing is, like, that's entertaining to
well, yeah, because people like to like get heated about that stuff.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, I want to watch this and get all mad and then shout the answer at the TV because I know what's going on."
Right.
You don't know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
if you post on Facebook something political and you think that you've just ended the argument, you didn't.
No,
No,
you
you
started a whole new argument, and now people is gonna like come at you.
There's no way you're going to convince people.
No.
And so that's another reason
I
like
stay
I
out
have
of
a
politics.
podcast is that you should be able to talk about it amongst
Right.
a couple of individuals and just be like,
I'm ignorant to politics. Like I don't. Really,
I am too though.
I don't really focus on it that much. I just.
I just hear everything through the grapevine, and that's another problem too. Is that we could all be just terribly misinformed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like
That is true.
somebody could be going off the rails, just saying something, and because it is so like loud or out there, like it gets enough attention to where like other people begin to believe it because social media is such like a strong outlet to like circulate something.
Yeah.
Everyone could just like hear something and be like, "Oh, well, that's what's going on," and be like, "That's probably not what's going on at
Right.
all." But
Yeah.
anyway,
But if they ever deport me though, I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna even try to fight. Like,
dude, I
it's
won't
not,
let that
like-
happen.
I appreciate it.
I
But
straight up won't let that happen.
I want to respect the law, and I don't want I just.
How is it? But that
But
would
I'm
be
working on my citizenship right now, so like
yeah. I mean, you're doing like
yeah,
you're obviously like taking steps to
Go
like
through the
get to the right
process.
place, but it's like
it's taking longer than it should though, because of just like
but there should be no way to to be like, oh, if he's not a citizen, he's got to go after, like, especially after you serve this country.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that, bro.
You didn't know what?
You served the country, bro.
No, I was in the military. I don't
He's a
talk
Marine?
about it as much. Like,
Well, we just met like a week
yeah,
ago.
and normally
And
I
your
don't-
roommates?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, we
I thought
just-
you were the
we
other
just became
roommate.
good friends. We just
we just
it's
hit it off, bro.
Something just
Like with brown people to brown people.
like
bro.
it literally just
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like
I was
don't
at
know.
Grand Cayman.
Yeah,
Right?
bro, you're brown too.
Dude, I'm pretty dark. Hold on.
Dude,
Yeah,
but-
I'm right there.
There's no, there's wow. That's
No, but we
crazy.
kind of just say it as a joke, but
Yeah, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, for me, like, I love connecting with people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like really big on that. Like, connection is just awesome. But sometimes follow through is kind of hard for me because I connect. I think I over connect to
Mhm.
where I'm just like, now I gotta like follow through with all these people, and it gets
Being like intentional or
yeah,
something,
being
right?
intentional. It gets hard sometimes, and I,
Yeah.
I want to try to be intentional with everybody.
Yeah.
Like I do, and I want to make everybody happy. But
Yeah.
that's just there's not enough me
I want to,
to
no,
do that.
I'm right there with you. I want to do that too, but like nowadays, I straight up won't make plans like
Right.
with people unless I'm 100% like nothing will get in my way
Yeah,
because like I don't know if it's just a thing here in Louisville, but people used to make plans with me all the time, and then like people would be like, "Oh crap, I forgot I had this," or "Oh crap, I forgot to do
Yeah.
this," or something like,
Yeah.
and would bail, and like I think
I
that's
just-
just something our generation does, but yeah.
I need to. Yeah, I need to like basically like know exactly what my plan is before I can even plan something else. Because
Mhm.
see, what I do is like I pick a day, and like I just overbook it. Like,
Mhm.
and then I'll like whatever is important to me, like I'll just like eliminate it.
Mhm.
And that's not how it works, because then you basically destroy your relationship with whoever that
Yeah.
you're just trying to hang out with. So like now I'm just like to a point where I'm just like, all right, I need to like prioritize my schedule a little bit better and
Mhm.
organize a little bit better, and just like really just be able to just like, you know, fix, like if I can like definitely hang out, then I'll definitely hang out. But I feel bad because people always like they just want to do something, and I can't always do it.
Oh well, man.
It's a hard issue for me. I just love people. Man.
you gotta say no, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta learn to say no.
You just gotta. I mean, you just
No,
gotta.
I can't do that.
But you,
You have
gotta. But
See, I can
like,
say no now.
but you can just say to people like, out of respect for them, just be like, listen, I don't want to like
Right.
bail on you. Like, I want to respect your
Yeah.
time. But
Man, I'm just like, honestly, like if I can just have a house to myself and just invite everybody over, like every single day, I would do it. I mean, I do, but
pretty much.
I also gotta
but-
respect my roommates too. though.
No, yeah, I feel that. Who's it? So Jacoby's
Jacoby, Zach, Eric, and Brad.
Who was
5.
Yeah.
Was there a kid named Jonathan here? John?
John Thompson.
John.
John.
Just
Thompson.
now.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
yeah.
John Thompson. That's
Yeah.
his name, John
Yeah, yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's white.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
That was-
I couldn't tell, bro. I'm
He-
colorblind.
He saw you coming in and he's like, I can barely see this guy, but I'm gonna leave now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
gosh.
No,
I think
bro.
I might end it on that.
No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Hey, is there anything else you want to say to the audience or anything? Either one of you.
I want my own solo podcast.
Yeah, dude?
I know I jumped in late, but
Dude, we'll make it happen.
yeah, we'll make it happen.
You know what? Okay. Let's schedule this for real.
Okay.
You come over and Jacoby and
Ooh, you
your
wanna
other
do, like-
roommates, and we'll just have like.
A group
Hey,
sesh.
we should do like a. You know what? We should do a fun podcast.
I mean, we'll just
I-
have.
That
I
was
mean, this
talking
is
about
that's what it
aliens.
is. It's meant to be fun. I'm not like.
Yeah.
I'm just literally going around talking to people, growing, and then
I
like
love-
letting an audience listen in on like different perspectives of
Yeah.
life.
I actually thought about doing my own podcast, and it
Hmm.
was just like I was thinking about just like going to like different bars, but now that I don't drink anymore, it's just
Hmm.
kind of like I can't do that.
Doing podcasts at bars.
Yeah, just like
Talking to
getting
strangers?
drinks. Yeah, just like podcast, like introduce like.
That'd be kind of sick, but like it'd be hard though
It'd be hard
because
there's
the
noise. And
yeah too much background noise, and then
Yeah,
you
but
would
it'll
definitely
be-
have someone
But you hear some interesting stories. You just like
for
dude,
sure.
It would be like the best. Like I don't know, maybe like go to a bar and just like be like, hey, do you have a room where I can just like do a podcast? Like I love to like
The
interview guys.
restroom.
Pretty sure you get really weird. Whoa, doing a podcast in a bar restroom.
Yeah.
People just walking in and out.
You want to be in our podcast as you take a pee?
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
that would be something.
That'd be interesting.
You know,
No, but-
people would definitely listen to that.
Maybe
though.
do like a podcast like during the day where it's like not as busy. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think if you could just like, it'd be kind of creepy. But like if you had like a van, but like, you're like right next to the bar, and you're like, hey man, I got a van. You want to come do a podcast?
I feel like someone has done that before, but with a video camera. So
That's my.
Wait, so how big is your podcast again?
Oh, it's not that big.
No.
No,
how
it's.
many views and listeners do you have on it?
I've only got like 5 episodes right now.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's like, you know, not too many people know about it. Like
Yeah.
my grandmother listens and
That's awesome.
tells me I'm doing a good job.
Yeah,
So.
Jake. I know
Happy.
Jake and them listen to it, so
Mhm.
I'm sure they're looking forward to listening hear what
What's
I
your name? What's like your...
So it's called Life on a Mission by
Life on a Mission.
George Shadburn.
Where's
with
the song?
George Shadburn. That's my name.
Yeah.
So I call it Life on a Mission because I'm obviously like just like on a mission to grow myself and to meet other people and to grow my perspective and to kind of just, you know, help bring people together
Yeah.
to like where we can just like talk about things. It could be fun things, it can be serious things.
Yeah.
It can be like different walks of life. But it's like it's helping bring people together in all
Yeah.
honesty. And it should be something that like, you know, is a positive thing. Like
Mhm.
people can agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Like one of my episodes, I just had a guy who is a minister, a wrestler, like WWE, and he's gay. So it's like,
Wait, what?
yeah, so he's like a gay wrestling minister, kind of. But like,
Yeah.
that's colorful.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people would be like, what? Or like disagree with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let's just talk.
Let's just hear it. What do you...
And so I talked to him, and we talked about his whole life, and we talked about like why he feels the way he feels, or like what's his viewpoint.
Yeah.
And so I uploaded it, and a lot of people were like, well, dude, did you ask him this? Or like, well, dude, he just said this. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, I mean, if you can just like say, listen, I might not share your views, but I don't judge you and I love you.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point, you know.
Yeah.
It'll bring people together if we're able to do that. You
Right.
know?
I agree. Man, I've been coughing a lot. I'm sorry, I'm probably like.
But think about this right now though. This should be an example of like how the United States should be, to where 3 individual men, a Honduran man, a Cambodian man, and a Caucasian man.
Aren't you like part African or something like that?
Yeah,
Or was
actually.
that a joke?
No, I'm dead. I'm a 4th Ghanan actually. The
That's
DNA
crazy.
test and everything. But
Where you get
you know,
from?
mainly
Yeah.
Irish. I'm like
What?
Here you go. Oh, so
I'm like 60% Irish or whatever.
Yeah.
that's pretty dope.
But
So you're
but, like-
basically an immigrant yourself. I mean, Ireland, like Irish
Yeah.
people.
I mean, you're either a Native American, an immigrant, or a refugee.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like, where's the separation at?
right. So why me as an immigrant, or why like that people group should like
Right.
say like, oh, we've got, you know, more right to be here than y'all. We were here first. They're like, no, not really. I mean, everyone's just kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's
But-
just,
3 individual men from different parts of the world coming together in a room, having a casual conversation.
Yeah. It's cool, bro.
yeah,
That's the cool thing.
It's because we know the way, bro.
we are the way.
We
We're
know
not the way. Yeah, Jesus is the way. But
Jesus is the way. Yeah.
we know the way.
I
And
feel
we can point
like
people to the way.
it's easy for us because we know the truth of the gospel and just to love each other and stuff.
Yeah, we
But
know.
like also, we should bring in people who don't like believe in God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always wanted to. I just, you know, that's another thing. I don't know a lot of people outside of the community, of
Yeah.
the Christian community. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I meet people and I have friends like that, but I don't have like friends comfortable enough to come do a podcast with me and be like,
Because I feel like that would make a big impact. Because I feel like
Yeah.
it's easy for us to talk, you know.
yeah. I've got like friends I work with at the restaurant that I work at, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, Christianity is full of crap, Catholicism is full of crap, and I'm like, would you ever want to talk about it?
Yeah.
And like, some do, but some aren't comfortable enough to come onto a podcast. I'm like, man, it's not a debate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just talking. I just want to hear you walk.
Yeah. You should. Yeah.
But you know, that's
Well,
another
also,
thing though.
like, it just shows like how uncertain they are
Mhm.
of their beliefs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, literally. I mean, most people's belief is just an accumulation of their experiences all up until this point.
Yeah.
And a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to dive in to like their own thoughts or like their
Yeah.
own feelings on like, wait
Yeah.
a second, am I just doing this just to do this, or like, what do I really like believe, or like, do I know everything that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, could there be more? Could
Yeah.
there be more explanation to the thing? But that's like where what unifies us is an idea,
Yeah.
and that idea is Jesus. You know, that's why we're able to come together. It's not because we live in the same country. It's not because we believe in the same political views. It's because we believe that, you know, we're all broken people, but we have somebody who finds beauty in all of us
Right.
and has given us grace to have a full life.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing. That's cool.
That's cool.
I think I'll end it on that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's a good ending.
Thank you guys for listening. This was Sovan and what's your name again?
Joe.
Joe
Hoseby.
Hoseby.
Yeah.
All right, and Hoseby on the podcast.
Appreciate it.
Thank you all for listening. See you next time.
Yeah.
Solid.